Bonjour, welcome back to Get By in French. This is lesson 6 from the Improvers course, and today we're looking at les transports publics. Les transports publics, what do you think that is? Public transport, that's right. So, here is le vocabulaire clé. So let's start off with the title, les transports publics, and then we would say en voyage, to be on a journey. When you say have a good journey, you'd say bon voyage, the same as we say bon appétit. So you put bon in front of the word, have a nice. So bon voyage. So the first thing you need to do was to be acheter un billet, acheter to buy un billet. There the double L is like a y, un billet. And then you will look for un tram, un tram. And to find the train, you go to la gare. La gare is the station, not to be confused with la gare. Similar sound, but they get muddled up. La gare with an A is the station. The type of tram you will find all come under the company of SNCF, Société Nationale des Chemins de Fer, National Society of the chemin, the ways of the rail, fer from ferrous, iron, so SNCF is their railway company, the national one, just the one. And then when you're looking to buy un billet, you have an aller simple, a going one way, a one-way ticket, aller to go, or an aller retour. Retour is coming back, returning. So an aller simple or an aller retour. So je voudrais un billet aller simple pour Paris. What have you bought? Je voudrais un billet aller simple pour Paris. So you're staying there. I would like a ticket one way to Paris. Or how about a return ticket to Toulouse? Je voudrais un aller-retour pour Toulouse. And then you're coming back again. Okay? And then you want to find out perhaps if the train is on time. À l'heure. À l'heure. Or you might want to ask at what time? À quelle heure? And l'horaire is the timetables. L'horaire, that's a picture of the clock. L'horaire is the timetable. Sometimes you might have a little booklet, but most things are online now, aren't they? And then to get your train, you go to le quai. Le quai. So probably deux questions, two questions you might want really are at what time and from what platform. So, à quelle heure part le train pour Paris? At what time leaves the train for Paris? Or de quel quai part le train pour Paris? Okay, so I'm saying the word part and you're thinking, oh, what's that? So we've looked at arriver, to arrive. It looks the same as English really. Arriver, to arrive. And partir is to leave. Partir. So les arrivées are the arrivals. So on the big board you will see les arrivées, certainly at airports as well. And here we've got partir to leave, but les départs, so it's spelled differently. Notice arriver looks the same really. Partir to leave, les départs, the departures. Okay? And so if you wanted to say à quelle heure part le train pour Paris, at what time does the train for Paris leave, and then from what platform it would be de quel quai. Okay, so from which, de quel quai. So we saw the word for platform, le quai here. Looks a bit like the quayside, doesn't it? Le quai is the platform. So de quel quai part le train pour Toulouse. From what platform, from which platform does the train for Toulouse leave? Okay, so we've got words for le train. Another form of transport is le bus. Looks the same as English, le bus. Okay, I want to point out something in French called faux amis. Les faux amis. False friends. This is when a word looks like English but means something different. So there we've got a word, un car. Looks exactly like our word car, but it isn't a car. Maybe you know, you've seen it in France on your travels. So un car is actually a coach. It's a coach, un car. Probably less common than the bus system, but even so, it's good to know, isn't it? Un car. a car, their word for a car is une voiture, which isn't public transport, is it? So une voiture. Okay, we haven't really looked at airports here, but I should probably add in the word for a plane, which is un avion, a bit like aviation, aviator, an avion. Okay, but that isn't particularly on our lesson plan, but I'm just adding it in. So un train, un bus, un car, un avion. We've got bateau, ferries, all sorts of things as well. So if you wanted to organise your trip, you would aller à la gare, you go to the station, and then you would acheter, buy your ticket, un billet. You would buy an aller-retour, and you're going to Toulouse, so you want to find out what time and from which platform. So you would say some of the usual vocabulary we've used. Bonjour, excusez-moi. À quelle heure part le train pour Toulouse? I want to buy a return ticket. Je voudrais acheter un aller-retour pour Toulouse. De quel quai part le train pour Toulouse? So at what time, want a return ticket, from which platform? Okay, and they will answer, le train part de quai 2. Le train part à 11h, at 11 o'clock from platform 2. Le prix, c'est 50 euros. 50 is 50. 50 euros. Okay, so you're asking the question or buying something would be similar to when you go in a coffee shop or the restaurant, as we've done, but this time you're buying un billet pour un train, and you want an aller simple, a single, or an aller-retour. So that's important to get the right one, obviously. So, bonne chance, bon voyage, à la prochaine.